Welcome back to my channel. This again is the continuation of the reading for Libra for July 16th through to the end of August. I had a bit of a technical difficulty, so again, apologies. I'm not completely well versed in how I'm going to splice these together, so I'm going to have to create two videos on it to continue with the reading. So please go back to the first part of the reading for the details. This is actually the final cards of the reading that I'm starting with the second part. So I left off with No Place Like Home, and I was just indicating that the card is really about you, finding like you're in your own skin, you're feeling safe and secure, you're in a place where you can create and trust yourself, and you're being authentic and you're standing in your integrity here. This is really also, again, about you acting in an authentic way, and you're being able to move forward with your highest good. So this card is also about accepting, the things in your journey, the good and the bad, whatever you consider good and bad. But again, the challenges and the obstacles are there. They're meant to shape you and your journey and the success that you're about to have here, because there is a progression in the abundance moving forward. But it's also about, looking at not just trusting where you're at, but it's also about finding a new normal that supports your spirits. So if you do what you did, you continue to get those same results. And you were asked to be flexible in the next card here, which is, and in previous cards to the reading, which is about you feeling doing the opposite of what feels right. You need to be in a place where it's a little bit uncomfortable, letting go of your perfectionistic ideas about putting your idea out there, because it needs to go out there now. It needs to be presented now. Spirit is saying now is the time to make this happen. So you are going to attract things that you need and the people that you need, but it won't happen unless you actually get the idea and take those incremental steps to get it out there now. Something has to happen right now for the period of July. There's a sense of urgency because there is a window that is opened. There is a door that's opened for you, an energetic door, to make things are synchronized to make it happen. So again, do the opposite of what you feel is right. If you normally would have done something with more control and your hand at the wheel, trying to manage how your ideas is projected into the world, take your hands off the wheel, because you're just trying to do what's familiar. It doesn't mean it's right just because it's familiar. You are actually going to be successful irregardless of that, and you're going to be able to shape it in a new way based on how it gets out there. You're going to be able to shape it, and it will take a different form than what you had initially anticipated. And again, that was where the card of flexibility came in, indicating that you needed to, you needed to be adaptable. You needed to be teachable. You need to be open-minded. You need to look at what's most important here is you being of service. It's not the way in which you want it presented. What's important is that you get your message out there, and to consider, how you need to learn something, being open to learning it so that you can reteach this. And again, the message is more important than the way it's being presented, but it is about having an open mind, staying aware, and just be more flexible with learning and your new experiences, just being open to new things, new people, finding a compromise, finding that middle of the road solution. Again, that's what even though you still have to have a clear vision of where you're going to be able to manifest something, it's still about you're tweaking the radio station here is what you're doing with being flexible. So the success is there, and it's ready for you. The doors have already opened. The problem is if you're not stepping forward, you're not taking action on any of this, it's a doorway that will eventually close. It may again, stay open or for a period of time, but you still need, it's an energetic doorway that is allowing you entrance to make something successful. And again, spirit is intuition, it's guidance. Energy backs action. You need to use that energy and perform it. Do something in the physical world to make it manifest. So this card is really about that new source of money and opportunity. It's about things need to manifest right now, and you need to be willing to bend a little to perform it, to make something happen, to growth, to access that growth and that untapped potential. You need to loosen up, be creative, see it in more of a flexible, happy, playful light and less rigid. It's about, again, meeting in the middle. So again, really important to heed the message. Energy from spirit is there. Synchronicities are there. They've opened the door for you. But until you actually walk through it with action, nothing's going to move forward. So I'm just going to put the cards back here. And we'll get into the financial aspect of it here pretty shortly. Right now, I'm just going to do just a few more cards here. I know the reading, this is the second part to the video, and I hope everybody will watch the first part, because that's where I really do create a synopsis and flesh out the whole reading at the beginning there. So this is really giving you more specific details into the reading. So this is the second half of the reading, but you really do need to follow the first part of the reading. Okay, so this is about your soul's purpose. So again, this is the second part to the first part of the reading for Libra, which has most of the details and the synopsis. So please watch that one. So this is the second half, and again, this is time to align your work with your soul's purpose. The universe is gently nudging you in the direction that will allow you your purpose to be revealed, which is all what the first part of the reading also indicated. But it's nudging you in the direction that will allow your purpose to be revealed. If you are already doing work that is in alignment with your purpose, this card indicates blessings coming your way. So again, your action, what are you doing, to move things ahead and allow that purpose to unfold, is really what that card is speaking to. And again, we also have thoughts. The universe is reminding you that your thoughts have the power to move you towards your goals or away from them. Without action, nothing happens. Spirit is energy. It's doorways, allowing something to happen for you. Take advantage of that. Becoming aware of your thoughts during this time is essential for manifesting wealth and wisdom. And the action is, make a list of your thoughts that evoke a feeling or a judgment within you. Put plus sign next to those that are assisting you and reaching your goals, and a minus to those that are stopping you, preventing you from going forward. Change your thoughts on the ones that are negative, that are not moving you forward. But again, I feel that your destiny is one of purpose now. So it's one of purpose that you are aligned with that needs to happen. So, and it's action that needs to happen right now. The windows, the doorways are open. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out which cards I have yet to read for you. Okay, I'll read the angel cards. So the angel card, God box, right? Actually, okay, so the angel cards, again, that is by Doreen Virtue. So the God box is about writing any worries or concerns or desires on a piece of paper that you put into a special container called a God box as a way of letting go and allowing the divine to help you. So if you are having some difficulties or a lot of anxiety, which I do feel you have some anxieties that are coming through here too, not really believing yourself, trusting the process, not significant enough that it's impairing you entirely, but this idea of a God box is really about creating magic, in a sense, because magic is really about the words. It's about an intention. It's about setting the intention and making it occur, making it happen. So you need to, listen to those inklings to be able to move forward. So that's what the God box is about. Listening to your feelings, Your body is receiving accurate messages from the divine. So again, just being aware and mindful of where you're feeling your tension. If it's starting in your stomach and you feel anxiety there, you're starting to sweat, whatever it might be, or if you've got rapid thoughts, that kind of thing, look for ways or tools that can help you along the path. The reason why it's important now is because if you do the work now, as you come into success with other things later, you're leveling up. You've got those tools to use as resources as you level up. Every time you level up, you also have more responsibilities. As they say, was it with Spider-Man in the movie or whatever, it said something to the effect, with responsibility comes with great power comes responsibility. So again, the more tools that you have at your disposal, the quicker you're able to navigate through difficulty. Okay, so, and again, if you get nervous, and focus on service. Again, you've got nothing but messages coming through that this greater purpose, this soul journey, is about you doing something purposeful. So you will be less inclined to critique yourself when you know that you're doing something that is healing in nature for the greater good. It is not just a task of, I'm putting out a product and I really hope everybody likes, the cleaning product. This is about you knowing that you're doing something of greater service. You're making a real big difference on a very grand scale. Whatever this project is that you're manifesting, it is a grander scale project. So put your entire intention on answering the question, how can I make the world a better place? And the law of attraction will automatically take care of your needs. This is the journey you're on. This is not something that is... it's not just advice, it is the actual journey that you're on, is you're cultivating something of great significance. Okay, so the next card I will read will be the energy cards. Which again, these are the energy cards here, man holding a heart. So this is really about, reconnecting with family and friends again. You may have actually been distant from them, especially given, some of the issues that our world has been facing currently with the pandemic, coronavirus and all of that. But this is really about you reconnecting emotionally with reconciling with people. You may be doing it with some boundaries, but again, not to speak of what you're doing in terms of your goals, not yet. It's really about holding that close to your heart, so to speak, but you are getting greater clarity about your purpose in life here with this card as well. It speaks to you being balanced, with friends and family at this time, and you might even be, getting... You might be, I don't know how it is in your neck of the woods, so to speak, as to whether or not everybody can reconnect, but you might be starting to get together with people again on some level. It can also speak to, a new relationship on the forefront here as well. Somebody who's, just a really thoughtful and kind person, but if it's not a love interest, it can be speak to a friend, somebody who brings a higher purpose or intention to your life and your personal projects. And again, it's family or home issues that are coming through with this card as a primary focus. So we also have Goddess of the Moon, and so Goddess of the Moon is a card that is speaking to, you using your intuition and using it as a guide. You're going within. It is about connecting to spirit 100%, which has been throughout this reading. I feel that you've got an ancestor that's passed on that is coming through, helping to guide you, or maybe several. But for sure, this card is about that ability to receive the insights that you're being directed to. You're being directed to gain knowledge, to become empowered by. So it is about you taking advantage of that time now. Now is the time to use it. Now is the time to harness the project, get it into the forefront, get it moving, because the energy windows, the doors are open now. You need to, whether it's half finished or a quarter finished or whatever, put something out there now. Because it'll be shaped along the way, and as they say, fail fast, because most successful people have done just that. they weren't just incrementally working all along through with a project and then it just became successful. They failed many times before it actually took the shape that they wanted it to take. So again, fail as many times as you can, as quickly as possible with the smaller stuff, so that when you get to the bigger stuff, you really see where Spirit was headed with this, and so now is the time to use this. This is the Goddess of the Moon card, and it gives you all kinds of information. It's urging you to take that different route. Again, I feel that a lot of you are too perfectionistic, don't want to put it out there when it's not fully fleshed out, but you are being urged to take that different route. Think about things differently. You've got the Hangman in the reading as well, which talks about deviating away from issues of control and trying to make it blossom in a way that looks overly professional, because that's not where you're headed with this. Don't try to make it too professional at this stage. It will be fleshed out and altered, and it may even come in the way of other people changing the way that it opens up for you. So again, take action now, because the inspiration is there. The doorways of power are open to make it manifest, to make it happen. And you will get that abundance. You also have the Sun card. So again, the Sun card is all about shining the light on, projects and being inspired. It's also about happy times. It's about new beginnings and creativity. It's really a card that's letting you know now is the time for that creativity to come forth, And you've also got the second chakra, or chakra, however, that's coming through here that is being energized, and that is Archangel Ariel. And this is a card that's promoting your inspiration. It's about you taking comfort in your creativity and getting it out there. This again is a card saying find your voice, get it out there. The card is letting you know that you've got the ability to express yourself here, but I think you're feeling that because it's unexplored areas and it's not exactly as you want it yet, this new project, that you can't harness energy from it, but you can. You've all you need to do is create a rough shape around it and get it out to the world right now, because you're open here. This is about you nurturing yourself, and you're open and you're ready to receive. You've got intuition. You need to get on with it. You need to take action, put something behind it, work a little more incrementally away at this journey. You also have the World card. And again, the World card is about things opening up. It's about expansion. It's about taking your vision into, a broader worldwide view. You need to let go of your perfectionistic attitude and create, expand, get it out onto the internet, even if it's not completely fleshed out. You'll gain insight and tweak it as time goes on. It is about you expanding globally using the internet. This is a card about social networking and marketing. And it's also about those unlimited resources being available to you to be able to create and think big, so the world is your oyster, as they say. You've also got blossoming abundance. Every one of these cards, again, speak to prosperity coming. You need to use the physical action. Take Spirit's insights, ideas, inspirations, and turn it into wealth and value. This is a card of things blossoming around you, like flowers. This is about the fruits right there, on the tree. It's just above you. You just need to... You've got your signals about how to increase your wealth, and possibly in a dramatic and unexpected way, but the seeds have already been planted. You just need to get it out there. That blessing is there. Some of the labor has already been done. It may not all be, of course, exactly as you want it, but it needs to get out there. You also have walking away from difficulties. This is a card that really is letting you know, you've overcome a lot. This is about things becoming easier for you. It's also about even though, you're walking away from things that were difficult, the unknown future for sure makes us a little bit uncertain, but you're finished up with something. I feel that you're on some kind of new career path. Whether it's new learning or something that you're trying to, that's a part of this goal, or an expansion that's based on a creative project, which I feel is very strongly coming through. Everything is about finding your voice and your expression, needs to come out right now for this period. Get something out there, and I feel that it is happening on a network basis. But again, and it's collaborative, and you are bringing in some other people, again, reconciling with friends and family and other people that might be of an advantage to you. But this is a long-term project, and so it's not all going to come to fruition in 1 month from July 16th through to the end of August, but it definitely is a situation where you're seeing the road ahead now. You're seeing that this new beginning it's going to come to fruition. I feel sometime in around spring of next year, but you're going to have successes along the way. You're going to see that you've brought value, incremental success, and some monies along the way throughout that period. But this is about, letting go of those old habits, letting go of old thoughts and emotional patterns, and opening up to a freer, healthier way of, organically dealing with your world. You have the resources to move forward, so move forward. Okay, so the next card, that was again, the energy oracle cards. So I'm just going to put these out of, see which ones I haven't read for you yet. I'll read the Wisdom of the Realms card. Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. Okay, so this one is the Well Watcher. And the Well Watcher is wisdom, power of the divine. So again, it's a signaling to let you know that you've got the true source of the world at your hand here. So this is about you're being called to the well. There's an unforeseen power that's coming through to align you to bring this miracle and the resolution to your life. Something is going to make you feel satisfied, successful. You will know the way forward when you listen to the small voice within. You need to answer this call. The divine is telling you to answer the call with this card, and it is sending others to help you along the way. So you also have the River Queen, and the River Queen is again flow, letting go, and natural movement. Cards all over the place with this reading that indicate you surrendering. Don't try to over-control the situation. Get something out there now that relates to your journey, your path, this karmic destiny, something that's going to bring you light as well as others healing light. Whatever you're doing is somehow extremely beneficial to other people, and it's needed in the world. So when you do it from a place of service, you won't see the obstacles in the way or the challenges, because the purpose is bigger. So this is really, again, rivers, the way that it's about the law of non-attachment. So the way that they reference this is about the rivers from the mountains. They run into the sea, and then they're absorbed by that larger body of water. So there is a sense of fluidity here that needs to continue. You don't want to block the process. You don't want to get things standing in the way. So let go of that rigidity and perfectionism, which has always been the message of this reading as well. These are blockages. So you need to act like water, as Bruce Lee made some kind of cliche that I can't remember right now, but act like water and allow the water to overcome, go around. Don't let obstacles hold you back now, because you need to surrender to the natural flow of these events and be easy on yourself. And you'll just see how smoothly everything will flow, and you'll be surprised where it takes you, because this is really about you not resisting the changes and not being perfectionistic. And you don't have any reason to fear here, because the outcome is going to bring you a renewed sense of purpose, so you can be fearless, because this is an adventure you were always meant to take. The last card I've got here on that one is the Winged Wise Ones. So the Winged Wise Ones, again, are about the angelic help and miraculous aid. So as I mentioned, this is a card of you getting aid and help from Spirit. You know, your prayers are being answered. There is a miracle of healing and transformation that's occurring. And I feel that your success is going to be rapid. I feel like you're on the precipice. I feel that you're on, you know, once you get something out physically, putting it down and making it tangible, it's going to take off. I feel that you need to have faith in your circumstances. You're being watched over. You know, you've got angels of some sort, and I do feel it's not just Spirit. I feel that this is specifically, especially speaking to some, that it's, you know, people that have passed on, possibly even quite recently, you know, that are there for you, and they're helping you to reveal this purpose. And it might have been their passing that's connected you even more closer to Spirit. But it's a good time to observe your thoughts. And again, meditation comes through with this card, but you're being helped. You're being guided. There's nothing you need to fear here. Okay, so I think I will read the Sacred Awakening cards here. So the Sacred Awakening cards, these ones here. These are more spiritually based cards as well. And again, this is speaking to your mind getting in the way. I think that with, you know, the mind is beautiful, but when you're overworked, or when you overwork it, overanalyze, keep it too busy, you know, you limit yourself. And so I feel that some of you might be hiding your true feelings about something. Doesn't mean you have to get out there and just speak, you know, all of your feelings, lay them all out for everybody to judge. That's not what this card is saying. This card is letting you know that you need to look at your life in a way that is less about logic and reasoning, and take that little bit of a leap of faith forward, because you do have the Fool card coming through with other parts of the reading too, which I'll bring forward. But I think you're giving your mind too much power and control over intuitive and heart-based project that's of service. You know, it is a grand project that you're unable to grasp with the mind because it is heart-based. So you need to stop your resistance, and you need to open your heart to expand to this creative project, because it is extremely meaningful. You need to act on it this month, though, but it needs to be materialized in some way. Sorry, I just feel like I lost a few of the cards here. Okay, well, I guess until I can, this is what happens when I do too many cards. But again, hopefully the reading, you know, does give you some sense of clarity. That's why I pull so many cards. Okay, so I'm going to jump ahead. I'm actually going to, I'll go, oh no, actually I will stay with that one. Sorry, lost track of where I put my cards there. Okay, so this is the next card, and that was all about relationships. Again, relationships doesn't have to be intimate relationships. It can be relationships with family, friends. But again, there was one that was specifically highlighted that was coming through, that was more of a soulful relationship that is having some kind of healing or impact on you. But this is about, and again, this card speaks to that soul karmic relationship. Again, this is resolving old karmic ties, fears, and needs. But it's also about dancing with that relationship and all the shadows of it. So it may not be exactly as you want it to be, but it is acting as a bit of a mirror for you to face some of those shadows and try to let go of your elements of control so that you can merge with that true light of expression. So it might be that this person is trying to help you as well. But again, I still feel be very mindful of controlling how you who you speak to. I don't feel it's important that you reveal all of your details for this project just yet, including with this relationship. I feel that you need to still be honest and transparent, to be empowering, and to allow yourself that awareness. But at the same time, I feel that, you know, that somehow this is more about not you revealing the details for the help of this person. I think this person is helping you in a way that they may not be aware of, that you have, because you have spirit and guidance, you're seeing how that relationship is allowing you to grow. and harness the power within it. So again, not a need for you to try to control this particular type of relationship. Everybody's got their own journey that they're on, and it might take quite a few months or years for some to sort of set themselves free from whatever bonds or entanglements or restrictions that they're facing. It's not your job to do their work. So, but again, you can still find truths in it and evolve them on some level just through your connection. So with the inner child, again, it's about finding playfulness, in the project that you're bringing to the world. And again, having the courage to express it. Don't be afraid of being ridiculed or rejected. It's all about, releasing your inner child, being creative. It is going to bring you a sense of wholeness and passion and wisdom and compassion as well for yourself and for others. But it's creating a balance in your life with this. And it is nurturing this inner child so that you can be playful, and it's going to allow you to have more joy in your life and, just to feel more laughter again. Because I think that was missing from your life. Something took the wind out of your sails on some level. And again, you have the card of surrender all over the place. It's in repeated message that you need to surrender your idea of how things need to show up in the world here. I think you have a perfectionistic nature, maybe not with all things, but with this particular project, not willing to let it go out to the world without, your watchful eye. But really, again, this is the divine saying, get something out there right now, whether it's shaped fully or not. This is a place that is a deeper calling, and the deeper calling is saying, now is the window, now the door is open. You need to surrender to who you really are. This is who you really are. Get your ego out of the way. Don't identify with your ego and how it needs to take shape. The criticisms will always be there. It doesn't matter how it's showing up in the world, but you're going to be able to quickly vamp out the details once it's out there. The project is safe. This project is not going to make you small. This is a project that is going to get big. And so it doesn't matter what's going to happen and what the criticisms are, it's going to manifest in a really expansive way. You're going to be able to move in beautiful directions and move forward quickly with it. And you're really moving back to yourself. So again, this is a time for you to act right now. This is the month, July 16th to August, and you need to put something out there, whether it's going out into the web, whether it's writing, whether it's painting, whether it's, some kind of creative expression needs to be out there right now. And it does not have to be fully formed. It does not have to be perfectly shaped. Okay, so on to the next cards. Again, we're getting really close to the end of the reading here now. So, but again, please watch the first video because it has a lot of really good information, and this is only the second part. So I was going to look for, we'll do the sacred geometry cards at the end. Actually, before I get to the other cards, I think I'm going to read these ones. This is actually cultivating prosperity, manifesting dreams, and coming into power. These are the Gateway Oracle cards. Love this deck. Don't know why I didn't use it sooner. I have a lot of decks I'm just trying to start using more frequently. I sometimes get a little focused on the one. I love the Rider-Waite deck. Okay, so cultivating prosperity, again, this is a card that's indicating abundance of the universe is pouring into your life, which is all over the reading and all over and has been for months. But now, again, is the time to take that action because that abundance is ready to flow there. It is ready to come in. You've just got to take the action to receive it. So you've already planted the steps and your future prosperity is right there. It's going to be, once you put this out there, and again, it doesn't have to be fully formed or fully shaped. Once it goes out there, it's going to have a life of its own. It is going to move and move fast. You are manifesting your dreams here. So again, this is about your dreams coming true. This is a card letting you know that this is the cycle. You're ready to move and harvest. This is a time where, the things that you desired are manifesting. They're ready to go. So this is all about things unfolding for your highest good and for the good of the world. This is a service, a project that you're bringing to the forefront. This is, something that matters to the world. It not only opens your heart up, it opens up others to heal. And so know that you deserve this. And it's not just about deserving greatness, it's about the ability to manifest the deepest heartfelt parts of yourself. And timing is everything. So you need to put out your work, because this is the time to harness it. It is going to move quickly. So remembering the steps that you need to take to take action. So do 3 steps a day, whatever it takes to take action on that project. This is about you coming into your power. And again, this is I step into my power boldly and confidently. This is what the card states. You're gathering your forces together, your inner forces, your strength, your fortitude, you're assuming your power, you're accepting it, you're vibrant, you're going to attract the things that you need to yourself to be able to make it happen. You're going to see some kind of success be manifest within this period of July 16th through to the end of August. Something is going to open up to you to give you a sense that you're on the right track here. And it's not about you giving your authority away to someone or someone else. It's about you taking the chance to reclaim your own authority, stand in your own light. And if you're holding on to beliefs that that you'll be rejected, that's not what's going to happen with this goal. There will always be some criticisms around things. It doesn't matter if it's a successful project or not, there will always be criticisms. But when you shine in your own radiance and empowerment, others will start to see that's a glow of capability. You're expanding your potential, and nothing can stop this kind of potential. You're well supported. And again, that support may not come through visibly right away. Others are going to still be maybe not quite ready to see you in this light, but it's already out there. You've already done the emotional work. You've already done a lot of the footwork to get where you need to be. Now it just needs to have I don't want to say stadium exactly, but now it needs to have the platform. It needs to have the platform to present it. So that's why I say right now is that platform. Now is the perfect timing. The energies of the world are ready to accept it. Okay, so I will get onto sorry, just trying to figure out which other cards I should read to you right now. I'm going to read this is one of my new decks, and again, it's really becoming my fast favorite. This is actually the Earth Magic deck. So the Earth Magic deck, starting with the DNA card, is all about karma. Again, you've got lots of repeat cards saying the same message, but again, different interpretations for each of the cards, but and some overlapping. But really, this is about that cause and effect card. So it's an implied code of ethics within the structure of cycles, birth, death, and rebirth, as they call it, samsara in, I believe it's yoga term. Samsara, but it's about this is the right path for you, this is the right time for you. And again, I think sometimes when we think of karma, it is often taken as a negative, some kind of punishment. But in its purest form, the card is letting you know that, even though karma represents our conduct in this lifetime and how it determines, our world in the next incarnation, if you believe in that. But it's come to mean that our behavior and our actions matter, basically, and that there's a consequence. And so it's really the definition of the golden rule. But this is a card of a slightly different version of that. And it's about, not only are we carrying that soul's karma into the next lifetime, but again, as I mentioned before, I felt that you've got some kind of ancestral connection here that's coming through. And this particular card with DNA karma is about your parents or grandparents, other ancestors that are coming through, someone of the same genetic information that's coming through to support you. This is an important part of this journey. They are absolutely behind you. You know, they're letting you know that you've inherited, you know, a lot of the qualities, including determination to get on with this path. You know, you've got, again, there's a physical component, but it's a soul pattern, which is really the creation of you. So this karma indicates that there's some kind of patterning here. But you, as you evolve through this level of awareness and consciousness, you're expanding your own light, and you're making choices that are shifting, and you're modifying the ancestral design. So this is one of those times that you can feel that your soul is both ancient and karmic, and you can recognize that there is that loving communication between the higher self and some of those more familiar solutions. But there's communication, there's loving communication that's coming through, and the choice is up to you. You know, you can either break your some of the old DNA, some of the old karmic physical forms that are currently impeding you, that might have been passed on from previous generations, or you can use it to your advantage. You know, you have a choice between your destiny and fate, but I still feel that you have biological family that's coming through to support you to make those changes. So you also have the card of the tsunami, and the tsunami is the wake-up call. So, you know, this, sorry, one sec here. So again, this is my new deck here. So this one is, I really like the meanings of the cards and the images as well. But tsunami is a card letting you know that, one sec here. Somehow I lost the... Well, anyway, the tsunami is the wake-up call, basically. And this is a call that... it's a wake-up call that even though there was some kind of significant loss or dramatic event in your life that caused you, you know, some emotional upset, it has brought you to some period of enlightenment. So it's really a card that's letting you know that even though there was some distance between, you know, those waves, you know, of emotional upset, there is a clearing that's coming here, you know, and you're working through it now. So there was something that triggered you, that was a disturbance that you weren't, that really upset you. And again, it's right beside the DNA card, so I feel that this is probably somebody who passed. But I do feel that you're getting past it. And again, you've got, I mean, all the cards are sort of in line with the same. The emergence card is the dragonfly, and this is about the stages of life, you know, so somebody has probably passed on, and it was just part of a natural course of events. And again, this is about, you know, things that gestate and hatch. And with the dragonfly, it can remain in a larval form for up to 4 years as a nymph, but it is the precursor to the dragonfly. So the dragonfly can actually skip that cocoon stage, moving right from the egg directly to the nymph. And I feel that this is what's happening with you, with your project. You know, you're at some point, you're climbing onto a rock or a leaf, and all of a sudden, it's just emerged into this amazing thing that you never anticipated would transform into this purposeful direction. But it is a power, it is a sense of purpose, and it's renewal with this card. And it is about a rapid transformation. So something very unexpected is going to happen when you put this stuff out there. You know, you are actually prepared. You just may not feel that you are, but you have been preparing for this. And, you know, it has come through, you know, periods of solitude. And again, with the dragonfly, it is letting go of all those ego-filled ideas and illusions about, you know, being less than who you are, because you have come to broaden your consciousness, you know, through cycles of life, as they say. With the Island card, you have been brought to it through a period of reflection. This was where you had a whole bunch of different feelings that you may or may not have been ready to deal with, but I felt that you were, you pulled away from people for a period of time, and maybe was feeling a little bit isolated, and just didn't feel or see the beauty and the growth in life. But the important thing was, the metaphor of this card is that, the tree has the roots in the ground, and so despite the harsh environments above, as depicted in the picture, there is a sense of peace, and there's nourishment that's all happening below the surface here. So this is really a card of, worry and fear, but it's you did the work, and you are able to reconstruct the self and use the lessons learned. You observed your emotions here, and even though the isolation was not one of choice, in spending that time alone, you were able to reconnect with who you really are, which was really important, because it has brought about the waterfall, which is effortless. It's not that what you're doing has no action or effort put behind it, but it is saying that it's a natural flow from, from one level of ground to another. So from the higher ground to the lower ground, and then into the greater expanse of waters. It seems powerful and effortless, but really what's happening here is it's skillful and persistent and patient and gradual. You just didn't see all of the elements that help to shape and carve the passageway. So this is really about moving into that calmer pool of water. You're now starting to see that the journey ahead is less of a strain, because you have a new mindset. I feel that you're able to adapt. You're able to be more fluid in your understanding of where you are. So it does allow you to go beyond the edge and allow yourself, without a lot of struggle here, to exert your purpose into the world. So in that, it seems effortless, but it's really taken a lot of work. So the movement moves you effortlessly, versus, it's not that you didn't have to take action. You have been working on this for some time, but there's an awareness now that is making it seem like less of a fight. And if you don't resist and you surrender, as was the message throughout, and you surrender to the less perfectionistic ideas, just keeping your focus and breathing is going to allow you to resolve any of these tensions, and just allow yourself to live in a moment, in the moment, so that each moment seems effortless to bring about that resolve. Okay, so I think we will go to going to read the sacred geometry cards, because I mentioned binaural beats in the first video. So please watch the first video, because as I say, there's a whole bunch of other references, and everything else will make sense in this reading if you do follow through. But this is a card of frequency. Binaural beats is on YouTube, and they definitely speak to healing energies and helping you to bring about more positive energy, healing energy for the body, helps with creative projects. It's a kind of a multitude of things here, but this card in particular is a 741 hertz, which is all about expression, which is exactly what this entire reading was really about. You needing to find your voice, you needing to find expression, you needing to find a way to play and enjoy what you're doing here. It's you having the right to express freely what you want to say or do. It's about you having a voice here. It's about bringing your voice and being true to yourself. And it's also about, because human nature is really complex, it's you have to work for things, even though things may seem effortless, as the card previous to this indicated. Human nature is very complex. So rather than allow us just to pursue everything that we want in life, life makes us work for it. And so even though there are many ways to get us there from point A to B, the life's lesson with this card is about using your voice to get what you want, but how you choose to get there is entirely up to you. So you're raising your frequency when you use the 741 hertz vibration. And this is a sound vibration that connects you, allows you a deeper connection to spirit. And it also allows you to enhance your senses so that you have that deeper connection with spirit. So you can cleanse your body of toxins and solve problems. It's cleaning your body from radiation and other pollutants and things that might block you. But it's also a card to indicate that you need to take in a better way of eating or a simpler lifestyle and start using your self-expression to help move you forward. It's a time to express what you are all about, is again what the message of this card is. Take action now. You need to overcome or create a result of balance and stability. And find the solutions necessary to reach your goals. And the only way to do that is to cleanse yourself of blockages and toxins at the cellular level, which help to raise your vibration so you are connected to spirit, so you have faster transmission to make things happen. You want to eat and maintain healthier lifestyles with this, so your resonance changes. You want to focus on the sound and the intention and the things that you want to release so that you have freedom of self-expression and so you can create a happier existence. It is a card that represents blue as the frequency of color, number 3. It's also rose quartz and obsidian, snowflake obsidian. There's some other crystals that are noted there as well, but this is a card that you need to, again, because in the earlier part of the reading, music was definitely a part of your healing, and again, followed up with these cards, from sacred geometry, it's the same message. So again, this card in particular is about reconnection of relationships of self to self and others. So you might have had an issue with relationships with family or friend or business relationship, partnership, interpersonal, whatever it is for you. But again, that's being reinstated. There's communication, which was also cards that indicated you would have further communication. Throughout this period, there's more of an understanding, tolerance, and a loving energy coming from this. But again, these sounds vibrate through our senses, and that allows us that deeper connection to spirits. So every sound is a different vibration, and you're bringing that reconnection, the balancing of relationships, friends, family, soul groups, all of that, and that frequency is encouraged through your environment. So again, important that you take note of the sounds that are in your environment. And at some point, we all go through those trials with our relationships, but the whole point is that is part of human nature. You need to grow and expand, and you need to come up with solutions, creative solutions, and work on those relationships around you. It doesn't have to be all at once, but you can do things incrementally. But right now is the time to do that. That's where these doors have opened, and you can leave things behind that weren't if you can't resolve something entirely, at least you can accept it and move on from it and realize that everybody else, again, is on their own journey, and it will take the time it takes for them to heal or to, find a way to merge. So again, realizing that there's maybe some limitations around relationships, but at the same token, you can still accept and accept some of them, and with boundaries. But again, meditation speaks to coming through with this card about that balance being restored and the people in your life coming back. There's a new frequency. They're coming back because you have a new frequency, and that the color green is relevant for this particular card, and the number 9, rose quartz, again coming through, and other, pink tourmaline, that kind of thing, are crystals that are associated with that card. So if you have anything like that in your surroundings, or in other words, somebody that, a place that you're able to obtain that, these are beneficial energies for you to hang on to and meditate with. Okay, so I will read the Golden Tarot. Again, these are just quick reads on this one. This is the card here, and again, this one is actually the Nine of Pentacles. And so Pentacles are all about money. And of course, this is a financial read, which I will be getting to very, very soon. Nine of Coins is about self-confidence, discretion, safety, comfort, and stability. So this is all about, you moving forward, being courageous, and really, it's about independence as well. So, but you do have comfort, you do have security coming through here on this journey. So whatever, again, it may not be today and it may not be tomorrow, but it is a part of a layering effect here for the months. And this has been a journey you've been working on for some time. So just be aware of that. But there is definitely something manifesting that's going to come through for the period that'll show you that you're on the right track and that you have some kind of success through the period of July 16th through to the end of August. So again, this is the nine. You've got lots of nines. Nines are also about taking action right now, which is the message throughout for the month of, as I stated there, with Libra. And Nine of Batons is goals that have been attained. So again, a time of pausing and reflecting and recovering from, you might have been doing too much. But knowing when to slow down as well and recover. And I don't know that it was recovery specifically to you overworking, but it may have been. But it does speak to you've reached some kind of attainment, some kind of goal. Could be spiritual, could be emotionally, that you were able to work through and have come to some kind of resolve from. Because you did receive the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Cups. And with the Ten of Cups, you have definitely come through it, with some kind of sense of, feeling of being at home, spiritually enlightened, emotional well-being, even on a romantic basis, it can speak to fulfillment here. This is about, you just being in gratitude, finding a sense of peace all around, that emotional well-being. Everything is working out. It's coming through. So the final card here, again, this is the Eight of, well, they call it Eight of Batons, but Wands, I guess, is also the equivalent here. But this is about swift action, sudden advancement, sudden attainment of something. And it can speak to impulsiveness, but I don't feel that's what this card is really indicating with this reading. I do feel that whatever this project is that you're working on is coming through fast. Once you put something out there, you're going to see that it moves quickly. The success for it is going to surprise you. The next cards I will read are actually the Muse Tarot. So the Muse Tarot, I'm going to start with the Moon card. Again, you had this previously as well in another deck. But the Moon card is, again, speaking to illumination. So things that might have been hidden truths, things coming to the forefront from the subconscious into the conscious. Sorry, I don't know why that keeps going in and out. But again, it's shadows being illuminated, and you're facing your fears here. You're being courageous. You're told by Spirit that you can trust what's happening here. So, knowledge is there. There are things that you know now that are just, again, it's an aha moment. It's you don't have any trouble seeing the path that lies ahead here. So you're listening to your inner voice. The shadows are the shadows from, the past, but you're seeing them now with clarity. Any period where you felt unsure or afraid is really falling to the wayside, because you actually have some kind of ancient wisdom that's coming through. You're hearing, the gentle nudgings from Spirit, and you're able to face the shadows and the things that you don't know. And sometimes you can't know until you walk the way that you need to walk. So in other words, you need to know the path. You don't always need to know the path until you get onto the path, but allow your fears to dissipate. And the sun is starting to come through here with this card. You've got illumination, you've got awareness, and you also have the Page of Materials. So with the Page of Materials, this is also a card. Pages are always about sort of the beginning of something, and this is on the physical level. So you're manifesting here. So there you are again, starting to see some fruition, something coming through, something that you've manifested, you've created, something that is bringing through abundance and new learning, new energy, new beginnings, new skills. You might be a student at something in the beginning here, but you're working on it for the future, and you're going to become a master at it. This is your life's purpose. This is you being in service and showing progress, and manifesting it. And it's good news for you all around. You've tapped into something here. There's opportunities, there's beginnings, things are starting to sprout here for you. Again, it's, you playing and learning and studying and exploring, and you're working your way up, and you're expected to continue to work your way up with the Page of Pentacles. But it's reminding you as well to, to lean on family or those around you you feel that you can trust, that you feel can help you be prosperous and successful as well. Okay, so the next card is, again, for the most part, I feel don't reveal a lot of what you're doing. I feel that you have a pretty good grasp of where you're headed with things. And I feel that you might just incite some jealousy if you reveal too much of what your project is. But it's okay, again, just to lean on people for support to a degree. But I feel in your particular instance, just to keep a lot of it under wraps, and just to continue growing. So the next part is the Page of Emotions. And again, a lot of pages, a lot of new starts here. So the Page of Emotions is about things being synchronized by the universe. So again, the universe is bringing you joy. You're supposed to be creative and playful in the way that you bring about these opportunities. And again, lots of the same message here. It's magic being brought out here. This is about looking at the everyday, doing the mundane, but you're actually seeing everything in a different way. You're seeing the mundane in a way that you see potential everywhere now. You're starting to see some of those. They make a reference to the rabbit hole, going down that rabbit hole, and you're looking into the history and the feelings of things that, that are being reflected as a powerful truth and understanding in where you are today. And it was that priming and the result of those energies that has helped to bring about this, create this path and this future. And it's not a path of... It's less about the materialistic pleasures for you. Like I said, this is more about a heart-driven path with this card. And it's inspiration that's pointing out your next move. So again, release control. The magic is there, and it's about you taking action and making the choice to take action. Okay, so the last, well, not the very last, but pretty close to the last, is the cards coming through from your ancestors. And your ancestors, actually no, I won't read those cards until the very end. I think what I'll do is we'll just go right on to, because those are really advice cards. So we'll go on to these cards here. So this is about ghost lands. Sorry. So ghost lands is about you learning from the past and living and realizing that you have to live in the here and now to make something happen. So I feel that you were in a stage of healing prior to this. But it's about you setting your sights maybe too far ahead. And so you may have lost some footing here as well, but it's really about living in the moment here. And so you can't really make any ground. If you're living too far in the future, and if you're living in the past, so you really have to take measured steps towards your goal. And those are important steps to take right now. So there's a time and a place for nostalgia and looking into the future, but that's not where you are right now. You can't live there. You have to move into the present. So it's about, you're starting to see that you're in a powerful place. There is magic in either direction, both from the past as well as into the future, and you're able to see it. You're able to see that path ahead. You're able to see how things connect, but you're still living one day at a time, and each day is a new beginning. And by stepping into, practice, what it is you're trying to manifest every single day, moving on it, you're actually able to find the joy in the present. So the next card is about details, details. So this is a card not to be too wrapped up in the details. As I say, not perfectionistic. It is also about powerful patterns are created within the tiniest details. So to pay attention. So if there's contracts or anything that is involving fine print in these areas of your life, you just want to make sure that you pay attention to those details. So it's not about you, taking too much energy and time away from from the projects that you're trying to create. It is about you just paying attention to anything that's contract based, that that you make some kind of that you're looking for, that everything is transparent, I guess is what I'm trying to say here, that there's clarity and transparency in whatever documents or things that you're trying to create, that with the larger picture. So if there's something that is needing to be revealed in that with a contract, just make sure that you pay attention to it. But as I said, you are riding the wave right now. So that's the next card, riding the wave. So again, this is a card of, right now success is easy and effortless. It appears that way, but we all know that nothing was really effortless. But because you're on the right path, and this is service-based and it's heart-based, things are appearing as though the tide has turned, that wheel of fortune has moved in your favor, and that you're just sort of surfing through it all. You have the talents, you've got your hopes, dreams, things that are being carried forward now. It's, as they're referencing an ocean of potential, and you know exactly where you're headed. That's the path that you're on. So, moving on past that, I will get to the last of the cards here. So the cards following that are the steampunk cards, and I don't often read these ones, and I don't know why, because I really like that deck as well. But we'll start with the first energy here, which is the Empress. Unfortunately, I had an incident. That's why the card is looking a little rough here. But with the Empress, I believe this is you coming through in your own reading. So the Empress is about, that level of abundance, that level of prosperity, that level of success, achievement, new ideas, something that's coming through that is being brought to, creation, basically. So again, it is a card of cycles of life and death as well. But it is sitting in the root of power here with the Empress. And I believe this is you coming through in your own reading, because that is what the Empress is. And certainly it is about tapping into that creative energy and using it positively. You also have the Knight of Coins, and the Knight of Coins, Knight of Cups, an emotional energy here with the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups can represent a person, but it can also represent just a message or news that's coming through as well. So I feel with the Knight of Cups that this I did clarify it with the Four of Pentacles, so I feel that this is more an energy of news or information that's coming through. But I'm going to read it on both fronts because I feel it's appealing to more than one Libra energy here. So Knight of Cups is really somebody that can represent, somebody who's, very romantic and emotional in nature and very artistic. So again, this could represent yourself as well. I don't feel that there's like several different energies of a person coming through. Sometimes it can be entwined into one. But with the Knight of Cups, again, this is somebody who is, all about chivalry and romance and, in love with love and very poetic, dreamy kind of nature, representing the water signs. So, but again, I feel that I do feel it can represent you, because I do feel as a Libra that there are a lot of those qualities, but I think you're a good balance with the sword energy there for sure. But I do feel that this is, in the shadowy side of things, this can represent somebody who lacks some energy or commitment. And it could even represent somebody who's a little bit melodramatic in your sphere, but if it's not you. But it does represent the things that we hold important to us, whether it's creative project or things that help to connect us to life. It's about things that we have an interest in that give us some emotional vibrancy. But again, I feel more so for like a good portion of the other Libras out there that this is really just a message coming through in regards to the Four of Pentacles with money. So I do feel with the Four of Pentacles, this is about stability and control, and that there is some level of you gathering power here. So I do feel that, with this yin yang, which was mentioned also earlier in the reading, that there is sort of a balance of sorts coming through here. There may have been some kind of stagnation or inertia that was you know that was coming through in the reading anyway, but again, and I felt that was maybe part of the situation of there being some kind of a death of something of some sort. But again, it was cyclical. It is a part of life, and it is meant to flow. And that energy may have prevented things from flowing for a little while here. But it's safe. It's a card of being. It's a card you are being told that it's safe to go ahead and make those efforts, and you're back on track with your goals and so on, and with people, resources, and things being in your coming through in your life now. But I think you initially felt that there was some kind of cutoff, that you were cut off from that flow of energy, and that you were maybe even cutting people out of your life, that you were maybe over controlling things, or felt that you needed to take control of your life. But again, the cycles need to flow again here, and that is the message, that you're gathering power, and those cycles need to flow again, and you need to move away from those restrictions. And again, because the next card that follows is the Ten of Pentacles, that's again with the Empress card, it's about abundance. So it's about stable and abundant life, that's coming through, that happily ever after. It is also about domestic bliss, things, your life being much richer in some way. There's a sense of security, stronger foundations, and you've got a progression from the 9s to the 10s. A lot of 10s here about beginning and ending cycles. But this is really about potential. And this is a card of things being realized. And not just being realized, but happy realizations on many fronts here with the Ten of Pentacles. Financially, it's the promise of abundance on an emotional level, spiritual level. These things are being restored, and it's important that you find your strength and your comfort from these times, because they change, they evolve, as you've learned some karmic lessons, and you have been rewarded, and that is what's coming through. That's why there's so much positive energy coming through here. You've transcended something. You have made you've moved in a direction that I feel the healing came on many fronts, not just one, and that's why the success that's coming and the doorways that are opening are so large and expansive for you. You've also had the Hangman, which again was a shift in perception, and that was what was needed. You needed to also surrender, which was all over this reading. You needing to surrender to some of the things that you can't control, and allow yourself to feel secure. You don't need to worry about things right now. This is a time that you are safe. You need to get your projects out there. You just need to get the ideas. However, it's even if it's not fully formed yet, it still needs to be put out there as of this month, because it's going to take off, and then you'll improve it along the way, but you're going to see it shaped in a different way than you had expected it to be shaped, and that's why it's important to get it out right now. So there's no more stagnation. There's no more uninspired state here. The posture of the head being below the feet is about that striving for order and rationality, but it's being put on hiatus really with this card. It's letting you know that you don't need the logic right now. You're clear on where you're headed. You don't need to use your logic to flesh out the direction, because this is where you need to see the world differently. You need to experience it differently. You need to, you've already done some sacrifices. You've gained some illumination. This is a time for you to let things fall into place now, and it's always a little uncomfortable going into new territory, but let go of your safety nets. You've already done the sacrifice, and you need to trust the universe here. This is about you not rushing the experience and trying to control it. Things will settle down as it needs to. You just need to enjoy the view and make things happen, because it was clarified with the Fool. And again, with the Fool, that's all about jumping in, taking a leap of faith. You're seeking something here. Your soul is following its path. You've got knowledge. You've got wisdom here. You've got... you've learned a lifetime of lessons and things that are allowing you to begin this journey. So it's a time for you to, as I say, jump in, You've already chosen your direction, and you've got the knowledge and the wisdom and the experience that you need, enough of it that you can go forward with this destiny. So take that adventure. You know, you need to get out on that journey, and you need to put something to paper or get something out in there, out into the world. Do a little bit of research this month and actually make sure there's a tangible thing that shows up in the physical world, because it's a fresh start. It is, you know, a card of new beginnings. So we also have the Knight of Swords following that. So the Knight of Swords, again, knights can be all about bringing in news or messages as well, can also represent a person. But with the Knight of Swords, I'll read it in a couple of ways because, again, I believe I'm speaking to more than one type of Libra here. But, you know, you don't have to plan things right now, and you don't need to find clarity because you already have all of that. But this is about you know, your actions being motivated by your ideas and communication, and you've got systems in place now, like you know where to look, and you know how to bring something, this well-conceived plan, you know, that you did in previous years, you know, that you were building on. Now it's about getting the vision out there. It's about being able to create in, I don't want to say in straight chaos, because it's not that you're in chaos. You have an understanding of, you can be in chaos and in this period in your life, and you're actually able to see where you are in it. I don't feel that you're confused. I don't feel like you're seeing things in a chaotic manner, even though you may still be in chaos, because it's also clarified with the Sun card, and the Sun card is all about that illumination. It's drawing light to be optimistic as well. You know, you don't need to be impatient and follow logic and try to solve a problem here, because you just need to get the idea out there. You just need to act on it. You just need to move on it. So again, with the Sun, you know, it's about, it's a happy card. It is about things being very simple. Just act on it. Get something out there. It'll be imperfect at first, but it's going to take a new shape anyway. Don't be so rational. At least it's not a time for you to be rational right now for this period of July through to the end of August, because everything's going to be a little bit better. Things are going to, there's truth, there's understanding. You've got some happiness coming through here. You're more connected to things. Things aren't going to be complex. You've already got a lot of your own answers. You've got enough of those answers to be able to move ahead. Okay, so moving on past that, we are into the Witch's Tarot, and then I'll read the last part, which is the financial aspect. Okay, so with the Witch's Tarot, again, you've got a clarifier with the Fool card, which I already mentioned, you know, with the Fool card initially. You know, that was a card letting you know that you need to take a leap of faith, you know, follow your bliss and take an adventure. It's a fresh start. It's a journey, new ideas coming through. Chase your dreams. It's, you know, it's about getting started. And with the Two of Swords, I feel in this case, this was really about you in a period of, it can represent going through, making a decision or having two paths to choose from. But it can also be a period of stagnation where you felt that there was a lot of indecision in your life and you didn't know which way to move ahead. But either way, with the Two of Swords, you know, I feel that this is, you even may have had yourself blocked off for a period of time. With that stagnation, you know, holding on to old feelings, or just not, you were refusing to move ahead. You just weren't ready. You know, but again, it's not about using your logic at this time. It's about just taking a leap of faith, because even though in previous months here, your heart and your mind weren't really in agreement, and maybe you were holding on, as I say, to some feelings, you're finding balance with the two. Okay, so the next card is the Eight of Swords, and, the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords, again, nines are all about taking action. I'll bring them forward here. Just give me 1 second. Okay, with the Nine of Swords, this is, the Eight of Swords. With the Eight of Swords, it is a period of, you know, self-imposed restriction. You're just in a state of mind where you feel that, you know, you were sad, you were feeling trapped maybe at some point here. You just emotionally weren't ready. You weren't seeing your opportunities, and so you're moving past all of that though. This is you feeling, challenged and blindfolding yourself to things that you just weren't ready to face. But it is, again, it's maybe overreacting to a situation, but things were really not as bad as it seems. It was just a situation that was beyond your control that you maybe hadn't confronted before. But again, these are the clarifiers. You've got the Sun card. And again, the Sun card comes through with the same message. It's a fortuitous card. It's an optimistic card. It's about, good luck, achievement, creative breakthroughs, success. And you're just overall happier, with this. You've got good friends and celebrations coming your way. And of course, with the Four of Wands, you've got stability back. Your power is at its peak here. This is about, achieving that personal power, and there's vitality that's returned to your life. And with the Four of Wands, you have the structures in place to build on that stability again. You've got a lot of good things that have come through. These are, again, this is clarifiers for that Eight of Swords. So this is really something that you've already overcome. Or are overcoming, but there's a reason for, there's probably even a celebration of some sort that's coming through for the month of July, probably toward the end of July, I suspect. But this is about, that creative freedom and that expression and parties and just celebrations, just a happy event, something that's coming through there. Now that you've moved past that Eight of Swords energy. You also have, again, you were definitely in a period of seclusion, or reclusiveness, because you've got the Hermit and the Nine of Pentacles. So with the Hermit, this is really, again, that card of introspection and pulling back, looking within. You had some downtime, but it's self-development. It's taking a look at yourself. And of course, with the Nine of Pentacles, normally it can speak to success and money's coming through. But I feel because it's coupled as a clarifier for the Hermit, this is about you finding the truth in yourself and being able to gain some enlightenment and be independent. And it's a Virgo energy with the Hermit, but it's also, about you gaining that, as I said, that enlightenment and being able to overcome some kind of isolation. You did have to do, some soul work here with the Nine of Pentacles, and, it is a regrounding here that was taking place. So again, even though it is, a card speaking of success and happiness and abundance, which I do still feel that you're in, that you're moving toward, it was also a period where you needed to feel that independence and kind of work your way through a very single-minded journey to be able to reemerge here. But it's also, again, I don't feel there's any real financial issues here for you, because you don't have any, there's no financial worries here, nothing for any of this period, no financial worries at all. Everything is coming through with potential, untapped potential, and stability. And there is some good things that'll be coming through also for that period. I'm not sure if it's on the financial front just yet. We'll get to those cards. But we also have the Nine of Swords. So you might have been feeling some sense of anxiety. Again, I feel it's something that you're moving past. It could be an energy of a person that was a drama queen. Could be yourself as well. Maybe you're going through something that was really emotionally devastating that, to you, that you just didn't know how to deal with. But you're really finally ready to break free from these things with the Nine, because you're taking action. And whatever this crisis was, or this thing that you felt victim to, you're able to defend yourself now, and you're able to emotionally cope. But it was clarified with the Knight of Pentacles, so that's a slow-moving energy. I feel that this is not related to a person. I feel that it's with the Knight of Pentacles, it's all about you moving into a place of Eight of Pentacles. So you're back to, moving toward something that is, you're hard at work, you're making things happen. It's a longer journey ahead here. Again, this is not a project that is happening right away. You're not getting the money right away. It is a slow-moving energy with the Knight of Pentacles for this money, but there is going to be successes that's coming through. Again, there's still money that's coming through. I don't feel like there's any lack, but it's practical knowledge, it's determination, it's skill, it's intense study. You're doing something with a creative project. Again, could be art, writing, anything with the Eight of Pentacles, but it's bringing growth and gain, and it is some kind of sense of accomplishment. There is a success that's coming through here. And again, it's nearing some kind of successful completion. When I say successful completion, I feel it's a longer project, but I do feel that there is something that whatever this first hurdle was for you to get the information out there, that's nearing successful completion. You're actually able to, something is going to show you that you're on the right path here. You've got, again, because you've got 7, 8s, 9s, 10s, a lot of progression with these cards. There is definitely lots of growth coming through. With the Seven of Pentacles, again, this is a card of planting seeds, but again, I feel like you're past this stage. I don't feel that you're in the stage of having to, start the project. With the Four of Pentacles, you're trying to hang on to what you've already currently work toward. But again, with the Seven of Pentacles, this project continues to grow. This is really about rewards that are starting to come through now. And as I mentioned, for the month of July 16th through to the end of August, there's some kind of reward that's coming through. It's manifesting. You're going to see something happen here. And with the Four of Pentacles, again, I feel that you're hanging on to it. You're still feeling a little bit unsafe. You feel like you need to really hang on to it. But you're in a safe place. You're in a very safe place here with the Four of Pentacles. So there's nothing that you need to worry about. Nothing you need to worry about with the Four of Pentacles here. So again, that was really about, you might just feel as well with the Four of Pentacles that you might be feeling some boundaries and that you're just a little unable to relax just yet. But I mean, you're still reconnecting with friends and family again and all of those things. So even though you might feel some resistance to the change, you're ready for it. Okay, so I'm going to read I think I'm just going to get right into the financial aspect here, and then we'll read the final cards that relate to the advice at the end. Okay, so the last part of this is, again, the financial aspect, and this is okay. So what I can see here is that, I mean, there was definitely, as I mentioned in a lot of the reading here, and again, I just wanted to flesh out as much as I could with the other cards. But again, there was a tower moment of some sort that Tower moment can be both a positive and a negative. So I don't feel in this particular instance, even though I do feel that there was some kind of negative in that there might have been a passing or a death of some sort, but there was some sense of loss of something there. But with the Tower card, this is really a card that's letting you know those problems don't last, and I feel that you're already moving past it. Because again, it's followed with the Six of Swords, and that is a card of moving past those difficulties. So I don't feel this is something that's an energy you're about to face. This is something you're moving past. So tower moments can also be highlighting some kind of a change that needs to occur that's bringing about something amazing. So, and in this case, it really is. With the Tower card, it's a positive, even though it does, follow a negative event that I feel has already happened, because you've got the Six of Swords here. So again, with the Six of Swords, there's a period of transition. It's about you moving into the calmer waters, as they say. You're overcoming some kind of difficulty or problems. Whatever the situation was, you're feeling more positive. You've got, you problems, you were able to solve your problem. You were courageous and able to leave behind something that you couldn't really control, I feel, for the most part. But you're letting go of that hardest part here is what's happening. And you're making the transition into the new and into the unknown. We also have, again, the Knight of Pentacles showing up again. So the Knight of Pentacles, again, is the slowest moving energy of the deck. So it is bringing a message here. And that message is indicating that you are moving on with a positive cycle with the Wheel of Fortune. So something is moving in your favor here with the Wheel of Fortune. So, and again, I feel that it's financial. Actually, I feel it's more than financial. I feel like it's on, it's good luck that's coming your way. It's a lot of different things on many levels that are synchronizing, and opportunities are rising, and you've got fortune that's coming through, and, on a broader level, you're just feeling overall like there's more luck in your life, that there's something more exciting that's about to happen. This is about, again, about patterns and cycles with this card, but it's also about unpredictable events. But I feel that because it's right beside a stable energy of the night, that this is something that is an opportunity that is destined for you. It is about massive success with this card as well coming through, and following that, you also have the Ten of Pentacles. So 100%, I feel that whatever this project is, until you put it down and take action on it, nothing will happen. It's potential that never happened. If you don't take the action, you have to use the spirit energy, and you have to manifest it. Because with the Ten of Pentacles, again, this is the highest, happiest cards of fulfillment. This is where these are things that are truly make you happy if you get them out into the world. This is about you leaving a legacy. This is about a happy family life. It's about material success. It's about financial security. It's about you feeling connected to things in life. It's just about all around peace, fulfillment, joy, security, and not only that, I don't think it could get much better than that. Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is about you feeling ecstatic, happy, very happy with this project, this undertaking. And again, it's potential that goes unnoticed if you just leave it in your head. This is a life goal. This is something you need to start shaping and fleshing out and putting it out there. Because it's going to have a life of its own once you release it, once you let it go. This is about wish fulfillment. This is about dreams coming true with this card. This is about victory. This is about, even becoming an overnight sensation and having some kind of online presence. This is about you centering yourself around your dreams, something that makes you immensely proud, immensely happy, self-satisfaction. Things are sweeter. Things, look better. This is a point where things can happen. This is about blessings coming through. And I feel that this is a part of your energy as well, or it could be somebody around you, that this is an inspiring person. This is about somebody who inspires or likes to be inspired. But this is a Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands is really somebody who has a lot of the details. She's somebody who's quite powerful in her own right. She is somebody who can be a little bit guarded, but she's magnetic. This is a career-oriented person. This is somebody who's quite focused. And this could also be letting you know that you need to start getting yourself focused. It's about aspects of self. It's about being optimistic. It is a card of... because queens lead, and as a leader, this is somebody who needs to be using their charismatic, friendly, easygoing nature to maximize that financial success. And this is also somebody who knows how to win. This is somebody who acts intuitively. They know how to turn things in their favor. This isn't somebody who's shy. This is somebody who knows how to take on a challenge and sustain the vision. They're okay facing adversity. This is somebody who is fiercely determined. This is somebody who knows where she's going or he's going, and they're change makers. This is a change maker here. I feel, again, this could be you or someone around you that's helping you. It could be somebody who represents, could be very anxiety kind of a person, which has come through in the reading several times. But irregardless of that, you can use that as your superpower and make it work for you, so long as you don't stay focused on the anxiety. You just realize that it's a part of who you are, and move on past it despite that. So again, knowing when to meditate, knowing when to pull in your energy and rebuild. But this is a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energy that's coming through with the Queen of Wands. So again, doesn't have to be, but it's just the qualities of that kind of person. So as the qualities, as I mentioned, but it's also about self-care and being bold and courageous. But it is somebody who's really unique and radiant and really knows how to make things happen. So again, we've got the Page of Cups and the 10, lots of 10s in this reading is about beginning and endings. And And I feel all the beginnings and endings, everything's moving in a positive direction. Like with the Page of Cups, this could represent a younger energy around you, but it can be an unexpected gift coming through, because even though it is coupled with the Ten of Wands, something feeling like it's a burden or a lot of anxiety or something that you feel is going to be an uphill battle, which really, will take effort. It's a lot of effort and work, but you're making it seem effortless because it is your path, meaning you already have all the information. You just need to actually implement it. So in that sense, it's effortless in that you know all the things you need to do, but it's effort in that you need to actually implement it. So with the Page of Cups, it's again following. It can be about a little bit of gossip around there too, but it's about important information that's coming through. Somebody who can be an empath, somebody who's very artistic. Good news is also coming through with this card. Can be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. Again, doesn't have to be just the energy of of those astrological signs, but it's also about a new business. And I feel in this case, this is about a new business with some kind of creative thing that you're trying to get off the ground, or at least I don't even feel like it's. I feel like you're just on the precipice. You're just on the edge of it becoming something amazing. This creative idea or this new business taking hold. So it's about following your bliss, doing what you love, and making it, getting it out there, because it'll be well received. But you're just seeing it as some kind of labor intensive project. But again, it'll become effortless once you actually start completing things. Procrastination is all about having too many things unfinished, and once you finish things, you'll feel less like you want to procrastinate. So do one thing at a time versus a whole bunch. So again, you've got the Ace of Cups, and again, the Ace of Cups is about a universal blessing coming through. So you're going to see some kind of success or reward, probably toward the middle to end of August, that is going to show you that you actually you're on the right path. And even though you feel like you're aware of this, I think sometimes in the back of our minds, we don't really trust that the intuition is really moving us ahead here. And it is. You're now going to see something materialize. And this is, of course, through spiritual influence, but this new opportunity, new job, new project, whatever it is for you, there's a lot of emotional feeling around it, because it's also clarified with, the 6 and the 10 of Cups. But there's a lot of happiness around it. There's a deeper connection all around this project, something that makes you feel universally healed and healing of others. You know what I mean? You're expressing your feelings. You're in touch with your emotions here. So again, you're establishing something that has a deeper connection in the world at large. So we also have again, it was clarified with the 6 of Pentacles. So you're sharing this with people friends, family, whatever it is for you. But you are definitely, making sure, again, keep your project under wraps, because I feel that there's some jealousy still around you. But with the 6 of Pentacles, you're sharing in the happiness. There's reconciliation with friends, family, other people in your life and that are coming in, and again, you may be bringing them back with some boundaries, but you're still able to benefit from those relationships now, which you may not have been able to do in previous months. But there's a lot of bonuses coming through with this card as well. Could even speak to a raise, or more money than expected with, with this job or this new opportunity. But again, it's about some kind of new level of extra things coming through. So it's about you receiving something. And again, I think it was after, some period of conflict and difficulty with the 3 of Swords, whatever that is for you. The 3 of Swords, often represents that there was some kind of hurdle to overcome and some kind of restriction. So maybe with those relationships, you might have felt that people, they were too jealous, or that they were out to hurt you, or there was some kind of something that there was a off balance, angry words or something that was. But again, it's a reconciliation that's going on there, because it's bringing you through with the 10 of Cups. So again, through the end of August, or maybe even the end of July, I feel something is going to happen as far as a celebration for the end of July, but I feel that there's more of a gifting of something that's coming through toward the end of August, something that is being brought to your attention here. with the Ten of Cups. So that's making you feel happy. That is something worth celebrating with the Ten of Cups. Because again, lots of tens here, so it's lots of transition and happiness, and you're feeling safe. It could be an old flame that's returning here too, but it's also about things being balanced, restored, emotional fulfillment. Family happiness, deeper connection to doing what you love. And again, it can be writing or academic ventures as well, because you do have the Page of Cups, which is coming through here with new learning. But again, it is something that brings you joy with this career opportunity. And as I mentioned, with the Page of Pentacles, this is again a card of strong commitment to something financially, but a fresh start, an ambition to succeed and new beginnings. And now is the time. If it's an entrepreneurial, situation, now is the time. You need to get your motivation to make those dreams turn into a reality. Music was a part of that motivation, as came through with the first part of the reading, not with this particular tape. So please listen to the other. And I know they're long readings, but while you're, cleaning something, it's a good time to listen to stuff like this. So, but it's again about being practical and setting the wheels in motion, and about taking a realistic approach, not using your logic mind, as I said, so much. It's about making progress and getting things out there to make it manifest. So, last part of the financial read, and then I'll get to the advice cards, is that there was a devil energy around here. So again, the devil energy can be a lot of negative thoughts or blockages in that respect, that you're holding yourself back. It can represent an energy of a Cancer or Sagittarius, somebody around you that might be somehow oppressing you or toxic, or that could even represent a codependent relationship of some sort. But there's some kind of intensity or a limiting belief. It could represent addictions that you have or somebody else has, or some kind of over-controlling nature with this card. But again, I mean, it can represent anything that is of temptation to you, like a wild side or greediness or anything like that. So if it's a person or if it's yourself, which I don't feel that it is, but either way, it's an energy that's around you that that could be manipulative. So just again, to be really mindful of that and careful who you disclose your details of your projects to. You've got the High Priestess here, and with the High Priestess, this is really about some hidden knowledge. You're developing talents with this untapped potential that needs again to come out. It's a protection card as well, and it's a strong card. It is hidden feelings, somebody who could even be a healer as well. But I feel that it's about information where, again, it's silent potential, it's hidden motivations, mysterious influences. This is a mysterious kind of person as well, who's developing their talents, and they're quite wise, and they've got a certain element of mystery about them. This is somebody who can really figure people out, and that's why I feel that this can represent you as well, because it's a Virgo energy, but I feel that I do feel that this is insight, something about developing those talents, developing a power to influence in unseen ways. It's using that wisdom efficiently and being very analytical in the way that it's being presented. In other words, you've thought about this at depth. But again, you're being asked not to be too perfectionistic just to get it out there. But it's mysterious things that are starting to help you out. It's wisdom. It's about just trusting your instincts and letting things lead to that breakthrough. Because you are again walking away from the problems with the Eight of Cups. You're moving ahead into a journey that is much more fruitful for you, and certainly, the transition, I feel, has been a little bit cumbersome, and there might be some months where you feel like you need to go back and forth with whatever it is, but for the most part, you're following a new direction here. So, you might still feel like you're a little unsure of yourself on this self-discovery journey here, but it is you walking away from, a lot of these old problems, and you're an emotional traveler here, because there's a lot of emotion here. But there is a spiritual awakening, as I said, that's coming through here. So, big changes are coming with the Eight of Cups. And of course, the Libra energy coming through with the Queen of Swords. And again, queens are about very powerful energy coming through. You are moving into a time in your life where you are going to become the queen, moving into an even stronger energy of mastery. So you might have been going through some difficult situations. As I said, this can speak to somebody who is a Libra Virgo energy, a lawyer, businesswoman, somebody who's entrepreneurial, but somebody who overall tells it like it is, motivator, somebody who's coming out on top. This is somebody who is, again, as I said, entrepreneurial energy. I feel that this is, it could be somebody who, as well, yourself or another, that doesn't know how to let their guard down, but has the knowledge to move past that pain and hurt. So, allow yourself to move forward. I think sometimes we get a little too many high expectations that can stymie our growth, and maybe becoming a little bit too judgmental. But, just be true to yourself and face your direction, knowing that you have the power to get past this. You're encouraged to reach your potential here, and you know what you care about. So keep that in mind. It's a service to others. Because again, I did feel there was a little bit of restriction here with the Four of Pentacles. I do feel, and that came through with, in another deck as well, but same message. With the Four of Pentacles, this is really about you feeling somehow emotionally insecure or possessive, hanging on to something, that level of security, but you need to loosen your grip. Your stability is coming in from many sources here. So you need to use you're going to develop that business acumen. So there's nothing really to be afraid of. You are going to be making some mistakes. That's part of the process of learning. But again, it's fail fast and get through it. But you are attaining some kind of success here. And it's just hard work and building on it. And most importantly, getting it out there. I feel that's most important, because I feel that you're a little closed off. You're not, you're holding back, is what I feel. You've got a strong foundation to rely on here, but I feel like you're holding back. Get it out there. That is most important. Okay, last cards, very end. These are just what's coming through as advice. You've got ancestor cards that I'll be reading. So again, this is actually the Caitlin Matthews Ancestral Oracle of the Celts. So with the Mother card, this I feel is related to you. They're all related to you, really. This is a card of long-term planning. And, it is a card of long-term planning. So again, something is going to manifest, something is showing itself in the month of July to August end. Something is showing that you are on the path to success. Something is going to, there's a reward. That's what I'm trying to say. There is a reward, and you just need to hold steady because things are opening up. That opportunity is now going to show, and you just need to watch the signs and take it quickly, because this ambition is your true calling. This is payback time. This is reciprocal contracts. This is about, you actually gaining through those pains as a mother. That's the metaphor, basically, of it. And you're actually able to. It's like the abundance card. You're actually able to, as the mother, you're nurturing yourself, but you're also nurturing others. Your family wisdom is hospitality, is what the card family wisdom is. And that you nourish all that come into your house. So I feel that you're reciprocating back any gains that you might be, that you are gaining through the month of July to August. So again, this one's about the prophet, and a prophet is about patterns and progress. So things are working out right now. It is about the destiny and the potential of your gifts, and they are gifts of service, is what the prophet is letting you know. You were born to offer these gifts. You know, you might feel bound by deadlines and those kinds of things, but you're missing the message. You need to step into this place because it's going to help you to regain your equilibrium. And it is a time where you're putting things into perspective. You know, you've entered into that stillness and that place of the hermit mode. You know, you're reaffirming who you are and your connection to the universe. And your family wisdom is that you are given the ability to foresee the hidden, the greater patterns in things. And they are seeded from the past. So you can now look beyond that and see things and use it to your advantage. You see things on a broader level again because you have bared witness to intuitive insight. So this is about you. The prophecy is arising with those questions that you asked of yourself and of the universe, and you're now into an empowered sacred place. So this again is the equivalent of Merlin, and it is the greatest prophet. So this is things that came from the past, your ideas that I feel this timeless vision was really something that came from the past for you. This is, again, something you've been working on for some time. So the last card is the Hunter. And the Hunter is a card of, you know, how generous can you be at this time is the question that comes up. And it's really, again, about you reciprocating whatever gains that you make and allowing yourself to share with others. You know, it's not a time to make note of whether or not they reciprocated it back. It's really just about you sharing. It's about sharing what you have to offer and not worrying about the envy of others. It's but being careful in how you present it. You don't want to be doing it in a showy way. It needs to be more of a humble presentation. You know, people have a lot of pride, and it's important that we note and be considerate of where people are in their life. Everybody's trying to move ahead, and it takes the time that it takes for them to feel empowered and strong. So this is not a time, again, to hold back. It's a time to break those conventions, get outside your boundaries. You need to have the freedom to operate. You need to get your ideas out there. This is about aiming carefully and acting accordingly. Get the idea out there. You know, start looking at the places that you want to put things out there and get something out during the month of July to end of August, because it is a time for you to manifest something specific. It's going to move fast if you do it during this energy window. So it's again about hunting for places where your skill can be used and practiced. So this is what this warrior is all about. That's your family wisdom. It's a wide world out there, and you're hunting for places where the skill can be utilized and practiced. You know, you've made the hunter makes a trial of life's possibilities. This is somebody who can live off the land, live by his skills, you know, has a good eye for things, but can't give up the chase. So keep looking. Don't give up the chase. Keep looking on how you can present it. Last of the entire reading is, again, you got the card of mastery and collaboration. You know, this is, I still feel it's sometime around spring where things start to manifest, but you definitely need to start working on it, get it out there. Something tangible has to happen, because the card of the Queen of Pentacles came through with the Emperor. You are going to become a master. You are going to be in control of this project. You are going to be the person who is not only just you know, efficient and making a name for herself or himself, but you are also, you know, clear on where it's headed. You've got a really strong foundation on what's happening all around. So I just wanted to let you know that before we read the advice cards from the Archangel Power deck. So I'll start with the Three of Gabriel, which is prosperity arising from wise planning, time to take the next step, optimistic plans that turn out as expected. The entire cards really just go one right to the other. You know, it's really telling you that you've made some good choices. Your ships are coming in. You need to start getting getting things out. Again, for July to August, something has to be tangible. Something has to be actioned. Because that long-term planning was a great idea, but what's the next adventure? You need to take the actions required to make that a reality. So it can be speaking to travel for business purposes, but again, with COVID out there, I don't know how realistic it is on that front, but on the front of, the World Wide Web, that's a whole other range of travel. So reviewing your options, keep your enthusiasm high because you've done well so far. You've got no need to worry about your return. There is a financial and an energetic investment that you just need to be patient and have optimism. That is all moving in your favor. 2s and 4s and 6s, all of that, cards that speak to balance. So with the 4 of Michael, this is a card, again, letting you know that insights that come from quiet meditation, need for more sleep or time off, seek relief from stress. So if you are somebody who's burdening yourself with a lot of extracurricular tasks or whatever, or drinking or something because of the devil energy, don't know, just making a quick reference, you just ask to step back and let go. And again, meditation came through many times on this reading, so I really feel that taking a few minutes at the end of your day just to meditate or ask the universe for some assistance, guidance on what your next step is, or in the mornings, whatever it is for you, just 4 minutes a day, whatever, you're going to get some aha moments or unexpected epiphanies, something like that coming through. But if it's not enough sleep that you're getting, obviously take the time, because that's when you're gaining your most insight into how you're going to manifest, what's your next adventure, what's the next step to making something manifest. You also have the card of decision, and you need to take that decision. Release yourself from that which holds you back and a need to detox unnecessary worry based on a lack of self-confidence. So again, a lot of worry still coming through here, but you just need to make the decision. With the 2 of Swords, there was indecisiveness coming through earlier in the reading. You need to break free of things that are holding you back. And again, when it's a life of service, when you know that the purpose that you're putting something out there is greater than the criticisms that could ever you could ever be confronted with, know that your purpose is more important than, because it's going to have a life of its own. Whatever this project is, it's legendary. It's something that is going to be there long after, you've come and gone. So again, this is something, it's a legacy. It's something important that you're building, and it needs to be released. So get rid of the fear, because you're just as self-created, and you're hindering your own progress. So you need to free yourself, is what this card is telling you. Any negative thinking or anything along that line that's preventing you from moving from this heart-based place that you need to break free from. So for some, it might be maybe that devil energy was overspending or lack of self-confidence and that unnecessary worry, whatever. Maybe that was still part of it. But again, it's about you trying to find tools to get past it. You've got the Ace of Michael, a wonderful new idea. Don't allow bumps in the road to hinder your progress. Clear up communication problems with others, which, again, there was reconciliation. I feel you could still have some boundaries around people, some gossip, things going on. You don't have to reveal what you're doing and any level of success. Just know that you can share in that happiness with other people without telling them that, looking for their respect. Look for the respect and the security from within, and from your tribe, from those that, understand the journey that you're on. You've come up with some wonderful new ideas here, is what this card is really telling you. You've got a solution to a lot of problems. And situations that other people are facing. And, there is light, opportunity to do things in a new way. You need to give attention to the details in that plan of action. So again, you're keeping an eye on the big picture, and it might have a bumpy start, which again, you're just asked to take a leap of faith. Don't get too caught up in the details, but certainly pay attention to the details in terms of anything that's related to contracts or things of that nature. But don't let that deter you from moving forward. Clear up those communication problems with friends and family. It's time now to allow them back into your life, because it'll help you with your motivation and raising your vibration and creating some energy. Don't allow those misunderstandings to fester. You don't want to necessarily get to the truth of the matter, throw at everything and try to clarify it just because you've now opened the door, but just to be honest with yourself and acknowledge that other people are on their journey. They may or may not understand where you're at, and that's not really as important as it is for you to understand where you're at and where you're taking your idea. Just don't give up. This is a card of don't give up. So on that note, and I know this was probably the longest reading I've ever done, and again, I just really felt Libras are always really quite supportive of my channel, so I did give the extra time and energy, and I hope that that insight helps you along your journey, because as I said, we're all in this together and we all need to try to pull each other through. And it doesn't have to be you necessarily solving the world's problems, but sometimes shedding a little light on something to give people a little bit of understanding and hope that, and realization that there is growth, there is potential untapped that everyone has. And sometimes bringing or realigning some of the basic common sense truths can help us in the most dire times. So reach out to each other, you know. Don't expect don't go in expecting something. Offer, you know, what you feel is along your life path, and then release it. Just let it, set it free. So I guess that's my best advice. Anyway, thank you very much, Libra, for listening to both of the videos that go for this period, July 16th through to the end of August. And again, thank you so much for your support and for stopping by. And we will speak to you toward August and September.